Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the try on for the stuff that I got from Ipsy. I did not have time to really film a try on when I was filming the unboxings for the bag and the icon box, so that's what we're going to do today. I figured I would just do a separate video. I did have a couple of you tell me you were interested in seeing the try on, so we're going to do that. So yeah, definitely make sure you are subscribed if you're not already. And yeah, let's just jump into the video. A little bit of concealer. I don't have any foundation on it. I did take the concealer in here, on my chin, around my nose. I used my ABH foundation stick as contour, and then I used the bronzer out of the Sephora palette. This is the Micro Smooth Enchant Multi-Sculpt, so that's the bronzer powder. And that's, I did fill in my eyebrows a little bit because I forgot there was, I think there's an eyebrow pencil in here, but we can use a little bit of it because I don't have any powder or gel or anything. It's just a little bit of a pencil to make it look like I have eyebrows. So let's see, because I don't remember what there is. So let's see, and hopefully that doesn't fall off, what there is. I'm going to set my water back here because I'm going to end up spilling it. There's like way too much on this table. Okay. Let's see. The scrunchies need to go upstairs. So they're going to go over there. I do have the bag in here because obviously I can't try on everything. There is a loose powder, which I did set a little bit with the Rimmel Stay Matte, but we can put some of this on. I just did a super light amount. I honestly, there's gel patches, but again, probably should have looked in here before we started. I will save those. We do have a mascara. There is a cream highlighter. This is a cleanser. That can go down there because that'll go away. This, not away, but in my drawer. This is the hyaluronic retinol serum that I'm not going to open just yet. That'll go in with the skincare. Here's the brow pencil. I will try it a little bit. We have a cream blush. There's a lipstick, an eyeshadow palette. Where can this go? This needs to go somewhere else. Over here in the new pile of garbage. What are you? This is a vitamin C cream of some sort. That can go in there. I do have a little loose powder from Ciate, the Watermelon Burst, so we could maybe try that in another part of my face. There is, what did I say? I lost track. Okay, we have a cream highlighter and a powder highlighter. They're not quite the same tone, but we can see how they play together anyway. That is a face wash. And then we have a blue eyeliner. And then that bag can also go in somewhere else. Okay. For some reason, oh, I will try, because again, the only thing out of this palette that I've used was the bronzer. So we'll use one of the blushes out of this little Sephora palette. I've liked all the stuff from the Sephora collection that I've used, and generally they're pretty good value. Like they're one of the cheapest lines that you can get at Sephora, I think, if not the cheapest. So I think that was my plan, because this is a cream blush in peach. There's a kind of peachy shimmery blush on there, so we'll use that. So there's the blush stick. I don't think I'm going to keep this lipstick in this box. I may keep the box. I have a cabinet that has packaging that I haven't quite decided, so I'm going to pull out a lip liner too, because this lipstick is pretty nude. Got one loose powder, two loose powders, because I am excited to try this. And then again, we have a mascara. I am going to open this, I think. I'm going to look in my drawer and see what other unopened mascaras, because I might hold off on the mascara and then just pull out another new one that I haven't used yet. So let me get a lip liner and look at my mascaras before I did pick out a mascara. I'm going to use one that I already have open that I don't use a ton. This is the Clinique Chubby Lash. I think it's just okay. I think the regular, like standard green tubed mascara is better, but I am going to try, I'm curious to try with, I have this L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, so I'm going to see if it helps this in any way, shape, or form. I have 2 Lunar Beauty lip liners. I think I'm going to, ooh, did that fall on the floor? Yes, it did. Oh. I think I'm going to use the darker one, but I do have one that's similar in tone to the lipstick, so I may end up using this one, so I just brought them both over. And then I think that's it. We're gonna do powder first. I did pull the little safety seal off. The Lunar Beauty one is nice. It comes with a little puff. And I like that it's got the little point. It's not like perfectly round. And then it's very similar to the Too Faced Born This Way powder. At least the one that I have has this little, I just opened this. Has the little like lid for the sifter, so that's nice. And then I opened the Ciate one too, and when I pulled the sticker, like the safety seal off of the sifter, the whole thing came out, so that was a fun mess, but kind of has a watermelon scent. Like you really have to get in there, so it's not strong at all. So let me tap out. I'm scared my e.l.f. powder, the sifter, if you tap it too hard, the plastic piece has come out on me before. I'm just gonna go in. I can smell the watermelon a little bit more now that I tap some, but you really have to get in there, so I don't think it's a strong scent. And I think these are both translucent. It just says watermelon setting powder. And then this one I think is the light. Universal setting powder, translucent light. So there are different shades of the Lunar Beauty. So I'm just gonna use a puff that I already have and just kind of set where I know. Again, there's I really like look for it. I can kind of smell a little bit of watermelon, but it's not strong. And I am obviously right under my nose. I don't think it's looking cakey or anything, so that's good. So far this seems good. The coconut one was not good. I decluttered that. So this seems like this is a little bit better. So I'll keep it. I'll use it. I am going to have to go to Montana over spring break with my mom to kind of help her with my grandmother's estate. So I may just take this because these are nice for travel. That's the only reason I tend to keep those, and I'm not as picky. As long as it's not god-awful when they're this size, I will keep them for travel purposes. So let's try the Lunar Beauty one. The only bad part is you have to kind of hold this to tap and move the puff, and we'll try. Ooh. So I just got like that much. Oh, goodness. Be very careful. That just exploded all over. I'm going to change my clothes after this. Goodness, it's not one powder, it's another. Okay, so I did close it, but just be careful because I like shook it and there was like an air pocket and it just exploded out of the sifter. Okay, I have heard mixed reviews about his powder, and now there's dog hair flying around. Now, granted, I do have powder already under my eyes, but that Rimmel Stay Matte, if you've ever used it, is really, really, like, you have to really work. You're not going to over powder with that, so that helps. I don't think it looks bad. I caught kind of a vanilla whiff, but I don't smell it when I stick my nose down into it, so I could just be hallucinating, but I'll have to try it on its own. But it's not making it look cakey, which is a good sign for me. And I have dry, like dehydrated skin, but I did put some under eye serum and cream on, even though I didn't put much makeup, because my under eyes are very dry. So just make sure if you have dry skin with any powder, because you can look like cakey and crepey. I don't tend to look cakey. It'll just like accentuate some lines, but it doesn't look bad on top of the powder that I already have. So again, that's a good indication because I do have some powders like the Coty Airspun. You have to use just a little bit, and if you try and put that on top, you can look cakey. So I don't think it's bad. Like I said, I have seen some mixed reviews, so I will try and use that on its own. Probably leave it on that side so it can go in my caboodle. Okay, let's move on. Let's do some cream blush. I'm hesitant to stick this right on my face. I've not used the formula, and because I did powder, makes me afraid to put this straight on with the stick. Now, I do have some sticks that you can, but because I have not used this yet, I'm a little afraid to just stick this straight on. But it seems to be doing fine. I did take it in a little bit too far. I don't like to go quite that far in on my face right now with the blush. I think because I'm not as thin as I used to be, but it is what it is. As far as the formula, it had decent pigmentation, and it doesn't look, from what I can see, like it lifted anything underneath. Now, I didn't completely powder my face over here, so that also helps, but it doesn't look like it disrupted anything. So again, I think this is fine. It's not bad. I don't know that I have any like cream blushes that I'm like over the moon about, just because I'm still like getting into them, but it's not disrupting anything, so that's good. And then I'm just gonna go in with the lighter one down here. I don't think any of these have shade names, so it's the one on the bottom. It looks a little bit, and these are definitely more pigmented because this palette looked like it was going to be a little light for me, and the bronzer, I was able to build it up and make it work. Can't tell if I got more blush on this side than the other side. I went in kind of heavy with it. It's definitely more pigmented than it looks. I do think this is probably a lighter palette, but definitely I have lost a little bit of my tan too, which that could be part of it, but it's definitely more pigmented than it looked. Okay, so let's get into the highlighter. This is the Danessa Myricks. I forgot to tell you, this is the Huda Beauty blush stick. This is the Danessa Myricks Dew Wet Balm in Rose Water. It says it's for face. It's a face and body balm. This looks like I'm gonna need to go in with my finger. Maybe this kind of a product I think is gonna be more, I can see kind of a sheen, but not necessarily a glow. It doesn't feel greasy, but it's very, very tacky. So something like this, I would be afraid to, like, if I put too much, to lift underneath, and we're right on the edge of where I powdered, but I don't think it looks bad. I think something like this is going to be nice for either if you don't wear a lot of makeup. You could obviously put more on and it's not going to disrupt anything, or for layering, which is what I'm going to do. So we'll see how it layers. This is a little V Cosmetic, and I think the shade Autumn. It's a pressed shimmer powder is what it's. I don't know what it is today. This looks a little more pink, but because of how like sheer this is, I don't think it's coming across as pink, which is nice for me because I don't tend to gravitate towards pink highlighters, but just your standard champagne. I have started to get into some cream and liquid highlighters. I have a couple on my desk. I have this one from St. Lux. I like this one. And then I have this Light Lock highlighting fluid from About Face. So I keep these on my desk to try and force myself to use them. And I have been trying to layer just because it will help with staying power. Highlighter is one of the things that can tend to go first on me, only because it's probably the one thing that I don't layer. I will layer like cream blush and cream bronzers, but I don't layer. Now, granted, most of my highlighters will hang around and stay, and they're fine, but it's definitely not going to hurt, especially like for me, I live in the desert and it's still kind of warm during the day. We're in like the low 80s, which is warm for, I think, anywhere. But I think that looks pretty, and it's layering. Like, it doesn't look, I don't think that looks weird. I can kind of see a little bit where I put the balm on this side, not necessarily, and that's just me. Like, that was a blending issue. But I think that looks fine. I'm gonna spray. I've been using this Super Setter, the Professional from Benefit. I actually like this a lot. It's expensive. It's like the same price as the Urban Decay All Nighter. I don't know if I like it that much to spend. I'll probably wait for a sale or a coupon or something that I can use on the high-end side, or a gift card, because I do occasionally get gift cards. But I do like this spray. So if you're in the market and you're willing to spend a little bit more, this so far has been really good. Okay, I'm going to prime my eyes, and we will try the little Pat McGrath quad and the Estate blue liner. And then I actually used, this is the Beauty Creations, the Pastel Please color-based primer in jelly. It's their pink one. These have been really good. I got these in the Ice Cream Beauty boxes. It says to shake well. I did not shake it. I don't think I shook either one of them. Does this say shake well on it, the black one? I got a black one in the box and a pink one in the bag. These are only $5, so if you've been looking at the Pia Louise ones, which are like $20, and then Pia Louise is expensive to ship to the States, these are a better option. And then if you don't want to even spend $5, you can get a cream shadow stick like LA Colors, LA Girl. I know they're different, but they both sell inexpensive shadow sticks. NYX carries some too, but you're going to pay more. These work really well, so I'm wanting, I have the black one and then the pink one. I want to get some more colors. They do work really well, so I just put some on and then tried to make sure I got the edges blended out. Now, is this gonna take away from seeing how the eyeshadow performs? Probably a little bit, but for me, this is how I would probably use it anyway, since I have those. I just have not had a chance to test the pink one. The black one I think works really well. Is it as pigmented as a P. Louise base? Probably not, but for the price point, I'm not gonna complain about it. So let's look at the quad. This is Pat McGrath Labs Divine Rose Luxe Quad in Eternal Eden. So we have 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. So I'm gonna take the pink all over the lid. I didn't move brushes. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see which one. Okay, this is the E25 from Sigma. Just gonna take the pink in the crease and then maybe see if the brown will deepen it up, or potentially maybe use the, it's not really brown, the more mauve-y one on the other side. And this seems to be working fine. I will be honest, I haven't used my Pat McGrath. I have the Divine Rose too. I think I only used it once. I wasn't blown away. I've used my little 5-pan one more, only because I took it traveling, and it's fine. I think we'll do that. I'll use one matte on this side and then use the other mat on the other side just for an easy look. Normally I would go, do I have glitter glue that's accessible? I would say normally I would go in with some glitter glue, which is right here. So I just use the NYX. Mine's in a pot because the tip on my tube broke and it was a brand new tube. So I had an old iBase container and I cleaned it out. But it is the NYX glitter glue. Glitter primer, whatever it's called. Yeah, my other tube I'd had for a long time, many years. And then I got a new one finally and used it like 3 times and the tip of it snapped off. I'm gonna go in with my finger. This does not seem, and this is the like metallic-y one, does not want to pick up on the brush. Make sure I don't have any glitter glue. I don't want to contaminate the eyeshadow. I'll put a little bit down and then see if I can go in with a brush for the inner corner. Now, is the blue eyeliner going to go with this? Not at all, but so that's the one shimmer. I think it's fine. I don't think it's mind-blowing. And these quads are expensive. Aren't these quads like 50 bucks normally? I don't remember what this retailed for. I do have the magazine down below. I guess I could look. What do these quads sell for? $62. For $62, like, it's fine. I don't think this is mind-blowing by any means. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. The mats are blending. It kind of helps having that pink underneath on this side because it's making it look a little more pink, a little less mauve, which isn't bad. So just keep that in mind if you choose to, if you have this and you go in with the less pink of the two. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the other shimmer. I did not put any glitter glue down. This shade seems like it's got a little bit of a shift to it. I don't know if either one of these are like her, you know, what she's known for, her special shades. Like super glitzy. I think these are just normal, like the metallic, and like I think this would technically be considered a duochrome because it's got a little bit of a shift. And then I'm going to take some of the matte pink on the edge on this side just to kind of blend that shimmer into the mauve. So there we go. I'm just going to do the top. Like I said, I don't think this is bad, and I think it'll work well with the Divine Rose and then the little 5-pan that I have. The 5-pan I think has the special shades that people talk about, the super glitzy ones that I have. So that one to me seems a little more impressive. Again, I don't think this is bad. Would I pay $62 for it? No. If I'm gonna pay $60, it's gonna be a full-size palette, not a quad. But that's why I never bought any of her quads, or why I don't have any Charlotte Tilbury quads either, because I think hers are around the $50 price point too. I think it's pretty. I don't think there's anything wrong with the way it looks, but if I went upstairs and showed my husband, I don't know that he would, like if I did this and then had a drugstore quad in the same color story, I don't know that he would be able to tell the difference. Because again, these aren't like her special shimmers, they're just regular shimmers. So let's do the blue. I will say it's going on over the shimmer nicely. It's a felt tip. Which is not my favorite. But it doesn't seem like it's bad. I'm not having a hard time getting a line. Let's see how it does. Sometimes I have a hard time doing wings with felt tips, but this one doesn't seem like it's bad. Just filling it in, and it is. It's not skipping. And it's not bleeding. So I don't think it's bad. I'm gonna finish up the other eye, and then since I'm not using the Pat McGrath mascara, I'll try the mascara off camera, and then we'll even put mascara on because I don't feel like having to deal with taking that off. But I will say I had to go in and clean this off just a little bit because it was starting to skip or drag a little bit on this side, but that can just come from stuff collecting on it. That's pretty normal for me with felt liners, so it didn't do anything that none of my others do, but I was still able to get the wing. I will say I don't think this like screams blue, like it's not as bright. I wish it looked a little bit more like the plastic. It's a little dark, so I don't know that anyone would even notice that this is blue liner. But let's do, I think we'll just go with the light one. And this is the Lunar Beauty Lip Pencil in Blushing. And then if it looks like super concealer-y, then I'll go in with the darker one. But this is the Pat McGrath in Peep Show. Never used one of her lipsticks. Almost the same color as that lip liner. That's funny. I don't mind this color. This is not going to be a color for everybody. This could give very, you know, concealer-y lips. I do think it's going to look better with a darker lip liner, like either brown. I don't know how this, what is this one in? Doodle. I do think it would look good with like a brown. I do like that a little bit better. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but it is very light. Again, if this isn't going to be a shade for everybody, I don't mind this light of a lip color. It's not one that I wear often, but I do have some lipsticks that are actually a little bit lighter. It's very peach, but it doesn't bother me. I don't necessarily love it with the pink eyeshadow, but if I was wearing some sort of brown neutral, this color probably wouldn't bother me at all. But I do think it would look better with a darker maybe in the brown spectrum lip liner. I don't think this pink is dark enough to make a difference, but I think it would look better with a dark brown. So let me put my glasses on and zoom you back out, and I'll give you a final thought. Okay, I do like I think this powder was fine. I didn't see any issues with it. It wasn't looking overly heavy or cakey or anything weird. I did test out a little bit of the brow pencil off camera with this shape. I think somebody like me who doesn't have hardly any eyebrows, I can't use this to create something from scratch. Like, I was able to kind of fill in a little bit more where I wanted to once I had kind of a foundation down. So this is something that I'm going to have to use in conjunction with another pencil, which is fine. But just know that going in, if you're somebody like me that doesn't really have eyebrows, this is not a like sparse brow friendly pencil. The other powder, again, seemed fine. Doesn't look cakey or heavy. The blush stick didn't lift anything underneath, so I thought that was fine. The balm is just okay. I'm sure this, again, is pricey because Danessa Myricks is not cheap, so I don't know that I would have bought this because I have other like creams that do the same thing. But again, I was able to layer, and I think being a layering piece, it will help with longevity of highlighter. Again, would I purchase this? No. I like this. It's a standard champagne highlighter. I have other champagne highlighters. I'll keep it and use it. Is it anything revolutionary? No. The liquid liner was fine. I don't think it's as blue. Like, I don't think that it looks like I have blue eyeliner on. Now, does it look different than a black? Probably. If I had them side by side, you could tell the difference, but it's fine. I'll use it. It'll go in with my eyeliners. The lipstick, again, was fine. It's very weighty, so, and it was for, I think, is this a matte? It kind of seemed like yeah, it is a matte. It went on really well. It wasn't like dragging or anything, so I think her lipstick formula is good. I know people rave about it. I do think it would look better with a darker lip liner. The quad, I like it, especially this side where I used the more mauve-y shade. I like it better having the pink base underneath than I think I would have had I had a nude base. Neither one of these shimmers I think are her special shades. There's a metallic pink and then more satin leaning kind of duochrome-y. It's like a peach with a pink shift almost. It's fine. It's not anything revolutionary. Do I think this is worth the 60 plus price point? No. Would I have paid for this? No. I will use it. I'm happy to have it, but again, I don't think that this is worth the money. So that is everything that I tried from my box. Let me know what you thought of the finished look, what you thought of the products that I used, how did you think it went? Leave me all of those thoughts. And yeah, let me know if there's anything that you really liked. If you get either Ipsy subscription, did you like your stuff this month? Did you not? Were you hoping for something? All that good stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Again, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and hopefully I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, everybody.